and we start recording. Right, basic device configuration. So my configurations, the configurations that we are going to start with is changing the name of a device. And why is that important? Let's say we are on a company, an enterprise. It has 20 switches. All those switches panotengwa by default anenge ane default name. Default name is probably switch. Ese ari 20 anenge akangonzi switch. So iwe ukasachinja name, providing those switches with an identifier, it will be very difficult to troubleshoot. When you say troubleshoot, to fix a problem per network. So patikendi maswitch apinzwa necompany manzi set up a network. Imimi don't change the names. Esa apinda. Then one of the switches write a malfunction. To switch write a malfunction, they read patikendi because we have my systems which will be able to monitor the whole network. Pakumonitor paya taura tsvaga switch risiri kuita nderipi ese maswitch akangonzi switch. It becomes very difficult to troubleshoot. That is why it's necessary. And one of the first configurations that we have is changing the name of the device so that it fits. Let me go back. Number one, it's a identifier a device. Kakawanda kacho, you will see name iroro rinoenderana environment, physical location inenge ine device. I'll give you an example. Department redu electronics and telecom. Tine two programs, networking and telecommunications. Ndokwanaseta two switch, one telecom and one networking. If I want to name them, I name my switch kuti iri switch telecommunications. So switch telecom, then another one switch networking. If the network shuts down at some point, one of the switch malfunctions, I can easily identify kuti nderipi because rinenge rakatonyorwa switch networking ndorikuita malfunction. And that's the importance of naming my device. My guidelines of naming my device, I don't think that's a huge issue. But as you can see, you have to start with a letter, contain no spaces. Why it contains no spaces? Because ukangoita space up, yatori command. Remember the prompt, the command structure yatakaita last yesterday. Ukangoisa space chat, ratori command, unobva watonzi command rawaisa rite. Right, so contains no spaces, end the letter or digit, use only letters, digits, dashes. That's not a big issue. The big issue here is my device should be named. And what's the command of naming a device? The command in the global configuration mode, right? The command is not everywhere, paonesa command here. We are in the global configuration mode config hash. Dominesco command. The command is host name and the variable is swflow1, and that is the name of the device redo. If we are to go to packet tracer, let me drag a switch, let me drag a PC, let me drag a switch. All right, 2090 switch. All right, let me drag a console. All right, 232. There's a console yangu up. Let me get access to my console. Physically, when we are doing this, it's almost the same thing how you set up a connection between a PC and a switch. Unotora PC yako pa table, switch rako pa table or in the cabinet. Console cable yako, you connect to your PC, you connect to your switch. Then you go to the desktop of your PC. You go to your terminal 2. We usually, and we are going to be using PUTTY, party. This is our party. We go in, okay, and voila. Tapinam switch. This is how you get into the switch. Now going to change the host name. Ndikaisa command host name muno. Let's change the switch rango. Let's just say switch network, switch CCNA. That's the name around. I enter. Invalid input detected. The reason why is because the command is in the wrong configuration mode. Kana tirimu user exec, we cannot make my changes to the device. So changing the name, that's a change. You cannot do that uri mode. So we have to get out of that mode to enable the chance shortcut up. Instead of using enable, en, that's a shortcut. Let that get stuck in your head. Easiest is early because this is the simplest things we are going to be doing. Tichasvika paIPv4 addressing, vamwe vanogona course ipapo. Tichapedza CCNA1, tichapinda security CCNA2, vamwe vachasiya. Tichapinda wireless LAN, vamwe vachasiya. So this is the simplest things that you can do. Ndozvekubata izvo. So ngatibate tifambe. Privilege exec mode hash. The prompt yani hash yachinja. Can I change host name ndiri No. Why? Because CCNA. I'm in the wrong mode. I cannot make my changes ndiri privileged exec mode. The changes that I can make ndinomaita ndiri global configuration mode. As you can see, the prompt yangu yachinja tapa config there. That is where the command mainoisirwa. So now ndikaisa command yangu host name sw ccna switch name error. The default name is switch hero, but now I've changed, as you can see, the name of my switch to change. And that's how you change the host name. Right. Moving on. To end up, if you want to remove it, to return the switch to the default prompt, use the no host name global configuration command. Right. Taudobvisa name hero. Maybe you don't like it. You want to change it. Just go no host, shortcut, no host, then ratodzoka ku default. So that is how you change the name of a device and reverse the change. But since we are not going to reverse the change, we are so sure that host name ratikuda is swccna. Right, another shortcut. Instead of me writing again, because ndauda kuchinja futi host name kuridzosera swccna, kana enter command inenge irimo musystem. If you use up arrow and not down arrow, up arrow, okay, and down arrow, you can see my commands esangochisa. So for example, up arrow, no host. That was the last command randaisa. Up arrow, host name. That's another command randaisa. Up arrow, apasina rimwe command randaisa. So instead of repeating zongo chimbonyora, I can just use up arrow, enter. That's a shortcut. So up arrow, is shortcut is very useful. I think I've seen someone in the chat. Can you maximize the terminal corner one? Okay. Right. Unfortunately, I cannot maximize this. Where's text? Can I? No, I cannot. I cannot zoom in by text here. Or maybe I can do this. I can use the white screen. Maybe the white screen will be much more visible. Let me try this. Is this better? Okay. Which one is better? The black one or the white one? White background. Which one is more visible? I cannot zoom in on those small things there. Which one is better? It's better maximizing the window. Okay, let me just maximize using the black one. Black one is good. Okay, so let's just maximize. Let's do this. Hopefully that changes whatever. Right. So I was talking about the up arrow, another shortcut. Right. Tiri papo. Chero ukaita engineer akasimba sei. Ukapiwa network yakakura. Makommands esa or makreme, you don't have to know all of them. Of course, with practice, the basics, you can know them. The basics. But you don't have to know all of them. That's why kune manuals. We use manuals kutibatsira kuti set up network. Kana ndiri troubleshooter, for example, ndinototsvaga manual inondibatsira kuti if there is a problem yakati, you might try this. You might try using these commands. That said, imimi, you also need your own manual. Inini, I have mine. This is my manual. Let me see. If you see anything, you'll find per screen, but ignore it, please. Right, this is my manual. Let me see. Commands. Everyone should have their own manual. And your manuals will start by uh inputting every command you ever see. Orisa or explain. So for example, host name, X representing the name. Configure host name. That's how you change the host name. We have a command known as enable secret, X representing the password or the secret. This command logs the privileged exec mode. I could give you my manual, but that would be too easy. You won't have to practice. Ukanyora manual rako wega, you know where to go kana une problem. So everyone needs a manual. So you can see I'm a commands. So I think my commands is CCNA1. I don't go somewhere. Let's go somewhere. Yeah, I guma. No, DCP. My commands SI. So there is no way I want to create my SI. My commands, my commands, I think there's about 30 pages in my multi-status. So there is no way I'll change my S. So for now, every command route mananaro, you fill in, create a table, or is a alter description to command rino shande. Kana ukita practice, you go back to your manual rako. Oti kana, for example, the basic switch configuration. I know to change a host name. I know to change a banner. I know to change some passwords. Password enable secret. I know nichesa password per line console. I know nichesa password per my VTY lines. That is you creating your manual. You could, if the question is posed, washika up a company. This is a switch rapidum company. What is the basic thing that you're going to do? You go to your manual. The basic things that I'm going to do. I'm going to change host name. I'm going to do A, B, C, D. Learn to do that. Easy as is. That's how you master Gamish. Right. Going to continuing. Device name done. Let's go to passwords. My passwords, they're very important. My guidelines, password, I found it my characters less than 8. Right? Use passwords that are more than 8 characters in length. Why? Strength a password. My password, this is I say my password because I'm a sita, you don't have to do that. My password are easily, I don't want to guess easily. You don't have to do that. Use a combination of upper and lowercase. All those password guidelines are so that you have a strong password. That aside, can I take it a practice? Muchauya for my labs, mobata my devices edu, mwesa my password akaoma, mumakanganwa. Then isusu we can no longer access those devices and we need to reset, which is a problem. So, patinoya for practice. If you practice and a packet tracer yako, there is no need to use my passwords anokanganwika akaoma. It's much better if you start ako because you are practicing. So this is me from experience. Times one must switch and my passwords anokanganwa and we have to reset everything, which is the problem. So pamcha we have practice. My practice my passwords tichakupa edu are very simple anozikanwa nemunhu wese so that we don't lock ourselves out of my devices. But kana tapa ground takuita zvebasa password inofana ine mahash special characters ari kutaurwa yakaoma, not easily guessable. Configuring my passwords panapa, let me highlight my passwords atinofana kuconfigure. We have, right, magate edu atambotaura yaya, magates edu atambotaura mamods. So we have the user, we have the privilege, privilege, then we have the global. Right. Ndo magetsi edu aya kana tiri kupinda padevice, even parouter they are the same. So they need to be secured. Kuti ungosvika uchipinda mugate unosvika pane security onzi tione khadi rako, identification, yes you can go in. So security iri apa inoiswa iri subconfiguration mode reline. The command rinotanga is line console 0 rinokupinza subconfiguration mode. Then command password line, right? Line. So ndikaisa L, it means trim line. But esa line iyo trim G, trim global configuration mode. Izvezvi trim line. Oisa password yedu is Madondo. That becomes our password. Right? Then line momo, oisa another command inonzi login. If you don't put in that command password it won't work. So this is the commands dzinoita kuti tiloke inonzi user exec. We're going to demonstrate later. Right, toenda pa privilege. Wabva pinda umu, kuti upinde umu, panolokwa as well. Command inoloka ipapo, unoloka uri global. Inonzi enable secret. Oisa command yako, let's put, oisa password yako, Madondo. Right? Those who've been practicing, you can as well put password panel. Password instead of secret. What is the difference between secret and password from a configuration in Cisco devices? Give it a try. What's the difference between secret and password?
Secret is the one that is encrypted. It doesn't show in plain text like the other one that you configure.
Thank you, Mapeza. Encryption. Secret yo in encryption. We'll touch on this, but in a practice. Right. Kupinam global kana wapinam privilege. Apa pana security baba. There is no gate. But we also have security yatinayo for. Let me start with user exec. Kuti upinde mu user exec mode. How do you get there? You get there via the console. Cable here, console and its port reline console 0. That's how you access the switch physically. But it's not only the way you have to access a switch. We also can access the switch remotely via SSH or Telnet. Saka kana tikuda kupinda uku via SSH, tunotangira futi kuuse ikoko. But kana pasina kulokwa, iwo wakaloka console chete, it means munhu anokwanisa kupinda remotely or access a device yako. If that's an attacker, that becomes a problem. So tinofanira kuloka futi malines anouya neremote access. Malines anouya neremote access anonzi VTY lines. So tinopinda from the global configuration mode, tinopinda line config inonzi VTY. Line VTY 015. Vanhu practice mambozviona. 015 meaning we are entering my line 0. We are entering line 1, 2, up to line 15, making a total of 16 lines. Console in only one line, so we don't have a problem. Those are in line 0 cheddar. But my VTY lines pane 16, a total of 16. So ese tunoenda tunomaloka tapinda tamu line now. Tesa password. Password here is Madondo. Then toisa log in. Then tapet. So do my passwords atichadziza for now. My passwords akawandisa. But for now ndo atichadziza. So tichadziza about password inoita kuti tipinde user exec. Tovhara line console. Tovhara console. Then the other side, the remote access via SSH. Tovhara my line VTY aya. Oiswa my passwords. So that anyone who is unauthorized, as soon as your password, as now they won't have access. Then, can I open a privilege? There is another password. In this command, enable secret. Right. Let me cover Ziripa PowerPoint, then to practice. Ziripa PowerPoint, what do we have? Configure passwords. So we have first enter securing the user exec. My commands secure user exec, these ones. Hash, privilege. We have to go to the global. Tracer configure terminal. Now tam global. Tracer line console 0. Takupinda line subconfiguration. toisa password yedu, the password is Cisco, simple. Toisa log in, we end. Generate password yedu is exec bo. In the privilege exec, tinongopinda global, enable secret class. Class, that is the password. Enable, that is the command. Secret, that's the password. Then class, that is the password this. We exit, those are the two passwords done. Then securing VTY line access. Haichazi kuvhunduka VTY. Virtual terminal, what does VTY stands for? Just a minute. VTY, anoziva, what does VTY stands for? VTY, it should be virtual terminal. What does VTY stands for? Jerome got VTY. What does VTY? Hey, anyone knows of VTY? Just a minute, I need to know this. What does VTY stand for? Virtual teletype. Okay, virtual teletype. Right. I've learned a new thing today. Let's go. Securing VTY line access. When you hear VTY, is those are the lines anoshandiswa access your device via SSH, remote. When we say remote, we are not physically there, but we want to access a switch. We access it via the VTY lines, right? Same commands, config terminal, tapinam global, tracer line VTY 015, meaning 16 my lines in total, at my passwords, login, end. Encrypt passwords. Let's demonstrate my passwords are. Right. That's my passwords. Password yekutanga chaisa enable config terminal. Ngatangene line console. Instead of line console, it full. Line con 0. I command ivu my shortcuts. Tamo, tracer password. Instead of password, it complete. I can say just pass. Or unokwanisa shandisa tab kana usinga trust my shortcuts ako. Tab, autocomplete. My password edu, I'm just going to have HHP. That's our password. Then after that, log in. Ukasa log in, that password will not work. Done. Instead of end, I prefer Control C, my shortcuts. Right. So log up. Dot exit. Taunodzoka kwekutanga use exec. Ndichingoda kupinda use exec. There is my password yekutanga and that's a line console. The password is HHP, tapinda, enable, tamo privilege, config terminal, tadzoka global. Toesa imwe password. Password no longer the privilege. In a prompt, in a hash. The password is going to enable secret. Let's put the same one, HHP. Your analog in. So we are already done. Exit. Tadzoka. Password yaratanga kuisa ye console HHP. Ndichida kupinda mu privilege exec, another password yataisa pa enable secret HHP. Dodzoka global configuration mode, config terminal. This is the last password. Line VTY. So if you are to configure the basic switch, basic configurations per switch, these are the first things that you do. Takutoziva network. So line VTY 015. Right. Password HHP again. Log in. Done. Exit. Right. For this one, since we haven't configured exit, let's say end. Okay. For this one, since we haven't configured SSH, remote access, we cannot demonstrate Pataisa password remote access, but we will get there. Malisenze kumberi. So taisa 3 yedu, exit, done. Password yekutanga ndiye console. Paunoisa cable. Password yechi2 ndiye privilege exec. Ndo are visible for now. Tiri ipapo, I'm going to introduce another show commands. How do you see the settings that you have configured? The configurations that you have configured. You have to see kuti zvandaita padevice zvii. We have yatinoti show running configurations. Show running config. That's the command we use to show what are the currently running settings. If I say enter, I can see what are the currently running settings. So kubva kumusoro, there is nothing. Chataisa, mafast ethernet hapana iswa my IP address. Pachafamba nebhora, pesa apa pachazara apa. Nema settings amuchaisa. For now, my settings ataisa ari kuzasikuno. So taisa setting mline console 0, vataisa password HHP. Taisa another line VTY 04. Password HHP as well, ne login. Vataisa 5 to 15. Password HHP ne login as well. Zvinhu zvese zvataita izvo. Pane zvimwe zvandisina kuona apa. Password yepa privilege exec inenge iri musoro kunonga, I think. Right. Imwe password yataisa enable secret and our password. As you can see, HHP wedu hachaoneko. Ndo inonzi encryption iyo. It's different from yaiswa nepassword ish. Yaiswa necommand password iyi. Munhu ataura kuti encryption, akataura kuti the other one is in plain text. This is what they meant. Ukaisa password command, ukaenda kumashow running configurations, you can see the password in plain text. It means it's visible. Security-wise, that's a problem. Everything, especially my passwords, should be encrypted on my devices. If they are not encrypted, then when they get access to your device. So the difference between password and secret is encrypted. Password is not. So tiri panyaya encryption ipapo, since tutaona HHP is not encrypted, it needs to be encrypted. And there is a command to do that. Config terminal, or command edakawanda ari global. The command is service password encryption. Enter. After that command, ndikaisa show running configurations again. That's a hotkey, show run. Enter. My running configurations angle. Ndadzoka. Instead of HHP, we no longer see HHP, we just see a bunch of numbers. My password is still HHP, but kana wakuiona kuma running configurations inenge encrypted because of service password encryption. I think ndo pakapota kuda kuenda apa. Configure passwords, let's move. Encrypt passwords. To encrypt all plain text passwords, use the service password encryption global show global config command. That is exactly what we've done. Use the show running command to verify that the passwords on the device are now encrypted. We'll verify that. Then from passwords, we go to the banner. Students, chairo. By now, I think Ranyora, some of these things. Ranyora pa security. If I want to have the basic, let me try write Zvakanaka. I used to write Zvakanaka until I became an engineer. Right, basic device config topic. When I don't write my notes, I prefer writing in a word so that it stays and sticks forever. Right. So in the basic device configuration, what am I going to do? Number one, just change a host name. Number two, just my passwords, security. Right, for my device is Edu. Limited access. My password is Edu, then the password yepa console. Then the password yepa privilege. exec. Password yepa console is also password yepa user exec. Then a password yepa ma VTY lines. Any other passwords that we have? Right, let's have these three. Pan up, what is the command? Voice a command yash. Up. Up is a command, up is a command. Then number 3, command is open up. Number 3, encryption. Encrypt all passwords. What will I need to do? I will need to encrypt all passwords. Number 4, I will need to import banner. Number 5, I will need to save my configurations in that order. Right, Patruzoka, we start at banner to create a banner redo. I can see less than 1 minute up. You know the deal. I'm stopping this one. Use the same link. We'll continue. I think only 2 sessions are enough for this one.